Hey YouTube, I know it's been forever since I've uploaded a video. Um, so where was I in that time? I was still coding, I was still kind of learning, um, but I focused a lot more on freelance clients. Um, so now that I'm in a better position, I am going to focus on learning some more, and I'm going to bring you guys what I learned. So a couple days ago, well, probably about a week ago, I came across this video that said, the best way to code, or the best way to learn how to code. And I was like, okay, teach me. Because I think a lot of new beginners um, get to a point where they learn the basics and they do some tutorials on YouTube or wherever they find them, but they find that they still don't really understand what they're doing. I fell into that trap a lot where I would look up tutorials on YouTube where somebody was making a project and they, caught that on video and, I went through it with them. So I would end up with this project that was made, but I wasn't able to do it on my own. I had something that was done, it's awesome, but if you were to ask me to do it on my own, I wouldn't know what to do. So, and I think a lot of new people are like that, that they're able to make things through tutorial, but as far as actually learning goes, they're not quite sure what to do. So that video that I watched, and I'm going to shout her out as soon as I can. I'll shout her out down in the description below because I'm going to look it up. Basically, what she had said was that she finds snippets of code and literally studies those snippets of code in whatever language she's learning, whether that be JavaScript, whether it be, vanilla JavaScript, React, Vue.js, or, whatever she's learning. It's like super effective. So for the past like week or so, it's exactly what I've been doing. And I'm learning a ton. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do, and it's question based, and it's a really good way to study. So I brought this up. This is somebody else's account named Will Boyd. Shout out to Will. um, this is kind of cool. I really like this little effect here, but I wanted to keep it simple for the beginners, um, so you don't get lost as far as like what's technical. Because I just want to point out the learning method, and for me, it really skyrocketed my learning. So what you do is you find a snippet of code. Right now, it's just HTML and CSS. This one, I'm digging deeper into JavaScript, but like I said, I wanted to keep this simple. So let's say that you just learned the basics of HTML and CSS, and you kind of want to dig a little bit deeper and figure out, what are some things that you want to learn. So the best way to learn is to study code that is written by other people. So when we look at this, we see here that we have div class. We have a div with the class of wrapper. We have the nugget. First of all, we're gonna check it out to see what it does. And it says, look at that chicken nugget. We're looking at it. It says hover or tap that chicken nugget. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's pretty cool. And it's like, okay, well, obviously it's made with just HTML and CSS. So there's something to learn in here, obviously. So we're going to look at this and say, okay, this is a div here of words. Okay, so that's probably here. They'll look at that chicken nugget. So, and here's where the real learning comes in. Let's say you're brand new and you're like, well, what exactly is the difference between a div and a span? So we're going to write down our questions. We're going to come up with as many questions that we don't understand as we possibly can. I like to use Notepad, or I use my iPad, but we're going to use this little JavaScript box over here just to write down the questions. So we're going to do it in comment form so it doesn't mess anything up. So we're going to start a comment here. Wow. Alright, just to make sure we don't mess anything up. So, first question can be, let's see here, there's the source. Okay, so first question would be, what is the difference between a span tag and a div? Okay, let's look some more. Okay. Let's look at our CSS. Question could be, what is border box and CSS used for? Let's see, another question would be, what is display grid? What's rem? Your questions could be anything. What does rem mean in CSS? And anything that you see that you don't understand, write it in your questions. And then later on, or you can do it question by question. What you can do is say, you go over to Google. Okay, so the first question was, what is the difference between a div and a span tag HTML? So, obviously I've clicked on this one before, so that's what we're going to click on now. And here you can read about it. You know, this answers the question. This basically says that, you know, a div tag is used for its block level element right here. You're like, okay. So, and then you can dive deeper. If you didn't know what a block level element was, open up a new tag. What is a block level element? A block level element always starts on a new line and takes up the full width available. Awesome. So now that you know what a block level element is, you can close that out and say, okay. I think you guys get the picture, you know, by now, that just studying snippets of code can really give you a better understanding of the language that you're learning, you know, and looking up any questions that you have. One of the things that I learned how to do with this question method, or with this way of learning, one of the things that I learned how to do is, and this is what I'm playing with as well, so we'll go to my dashboard and we'll leave the page, is this, is drawing with Canvas. Now I'd heard about Canvas before, but I didn't really understand, you know, how to draw with it. So what I had done is I saw like a really cool, you know, design or whatever here on CodePen, and I looked it up, and I was like, okay, it's time I learn about the Canvas tag. So I looked that up, and as you can see, I'm learning. Another thing that I learned in JavaScript is a self-running function. You know, just simply by typing in the question, why put in parentheses around an entire function? and I figured out what that is. So, yeah, so I wanted to hop on real quick. I guess it wasn't really real quick, but to show you kind of in depth a really effective way to study code. And it doesn't matter what language you're learning. I would recommend learning the basics first. Be taking a crash course on just, the basics. So, you know what the syntax is, um, yeah, and then just starts literally studying that, writing down questions of what you don't understand and doing research to get the answers. And then build something on your own. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot more coming, whether they be instructional or whether they're just videos where I am creating things and learning myself. I am going to start documenting that in teaching. So, yeah, I will see you in the next video.